Hey guys, today we're going to be talking about unpopular opinion of boat organization. I don't know, maybe it's popular. It's pretty unpopular in my boat whenever it comes time to try to get things back in order while I'm out on the lake fishing, but I'm definitely a very organized, detailed person overall, and I just feel better about everything whenever I am organized. I'm gonna kind of take you through how I organize some of my tackle, some of my gear, all throughout my boat. My truck is in the shop getting some body repair from a deer running into the side of it, so I cannot make it to the lake. So I always say I'm gonna organize this boat someday, and today is someday. So I thought I'd make a little video out of it, kind of share some of the things and tips that I do to try to help myself stay organized longer. But as anybody knows, you go to the lake, you drive 2 or 3 hours. The last thing you want to do is spend any amount of time putting stuff back to where it belongs. It does kind of pay off in the long run because your stuff stays organized longer. However, it's not the end of the world, and I'm very guilty of just being out there, oh, cut this off, throw it in the bin, we'll worry about it another day. And then eventually you end up with a bin that looks something like this. And just bags on baits, on baits, on bags, on A-rigs. Yeah, not even winter time. It's July, people. Swim baits in packages. That one's actually got some in it. Had some empty ones, just random trash. And then, you know, it can get pretty messy. And then even with like my boxes, you know, I usually try to keep my boxes pretty swim baits in this one, jerk baits in another one. I just get lazy. I'm getting one out, and this one's my hooks. Maybe I got a shaky head out, and then I had another one out earlier. Well, I put my shaky head in my jerk bait box, and now I'm going to be short on shaky heads, and whenever I go looking for shaky heads, I'm like, oh crap, I'm out. I got to order some more. And that's how I end up with 1,001 shaky heads. And I'm sure I'm not the only one with this problem. But we're going to talk a little bit about boat organization and just kind of go through it. Maybe this will inspire you to organize your boat, or maybe you just don't care. And maybe you just live in a unorganized boat, and that's just how you prefer it to be, and that's okay too. For those who are organized and detail-oriented, you might enjoy this one. Okay, so we're going to start over here on the Plano box side. Basically, I have a little bit of everything in here. A long time ago, back when I was just a wee little lad, I got some of these Plano boxes, and I numbered them. Right there, you can see box number 1. So in my mind, I know my jig box is jig box number 1. And then my rock crawlers and some other crankbaits, box number 2. Box number 3 are I used to be a huge lipless guy, still love to throw a lipless, cover a lot of water. It's one of my favorite things. So this is kind of my lipless box, and I got some other cranks in there, a couple top waters. I need to go through this. This is what I'm talking about. I have some baits that don't need to be in here, that need to go in a different box, and I need to kind of go through and really organize. Not only does it allow me to be like, oh, I need top water, I need box number 4, because that would be my top water box, which is right here. And again, I have them all numbered, and I did that so long ago, it's like ingrained in my skull what box is what. And if you've been fishing for any amount of time, you might have a similar system that's somewhat the same. If you don't, well, maybe you can implement it, and eventually you're like, oh, box 1 is jigs, or oh, box number 7 is weights. And that's exactly what this is. Box number 7, all weights. So, but yeah, I'm just going to kind of be going through these and cleaning them up a little bit. Nothing's worse than either you get to a box where you think, like in here, you get to a box where you're like, oh, okay, I'm gonna get a lipless crank out. Well, yeah, I have a lot of lipless cranks, but my gosh, I don't have very many red and black lipless cranks, and that's something that I would throw in the early spring. So I'm kind of making a mental note, or maybe I'm making a note on my phone like, hey, I need some more red and black lipless cranks for next spring. So come next spring, I can come to my lipless crank box, and bam, there they'll be. But see, and then some of these deeper diving square bills and whatever, that doesn't belong there. So this actually belongs in box number 2. So just small little things like that, I'm going to just be kind of shuffling around. Maybe I'm over the top, maybe I'm picky, but I just kind of have like a way in my head that if I know where my stuff is, I'm going to be that much more efficient come tournament day or when I'm just over there on the lake or on the water, and I'm not wasting any time looking for stuff because I know where everything's at and I'm getting the most out of my day. Another thing I am notorious for, these cup holders. My Nitro has a lot of cup holders. Cup holder, cup holder, cup holder, cup holder, cup holder. I am notorious for putting baits, hooks, weights, terminal tackle, you name it, in the bottom of these cup holders, literally until they fill up to the brim. This one actually had a bunch of soft plastics in it, and I was out here organizing the other day. Got cut short, so I just dumped all these in there, old habit. But I typically don't like to have all this in there and to be able to have an open cup holder. And, you know, it'll hold it for a little bit, but if you just continue to put baits in your cup holders, eventually it's going to be worthless because you're either going to have to dig through your entire cup holder, or you're just going to have stuff when you're hitting waves going down the lake. It's going to be jumping out, coming all over your floor. You don't want to step on a hook, whatever that might be. So take the time. For me, I'm probably at least a twice a year kind of guy, kind of like right before winter fishing kicks off, and then basically again in the summer. And it really leaves spring, I guess spring, you know, it's just kind of like the open tackle box where you can just be basically catching them doing so many different things, where I'm kind of scatterbrained and I'm just like, oh, let's go try this. Oh, let's go try this. And I don't want to waste time putting stuff away. So that's what I do. And that's how it becomes messy. Time, my deep crank box, a bunch of 10XDs, and actually I got some spoons in here as well. So any big cranks that I find floating around, I usually don't have too many. This is the one box that usually stays pretty organized because a lot of my big cranks don't fit in all my other slots. So this one, I'm ahead of the game, and it's number 9. So it will go back in numerical order back in here as I'm going. This right here is a very typical winter box for me, box number 11. It is 100% swim baits. And I used to just keep a lot of my swim baits in the packages, but that takes up so much space. So I finally got one of these Plano boxes for just swim baits, and kind of good to take inventory, especially on some of my favorite colors, and just kind of go through. This actually looks really good. It's funny how I go through the years, and it sure seems like some colors are like the ticket for that year, and then the next year comes around, you're like, oh yeah, I got plenty of this color, and then you go to throw it and that color seems to like do no good, or you catch 1 or 2 fish and you're like, the fish have completely changed. And I'm not joking, it's been that way for like the last 4 winters. So this is how you end up with, this is my first box of swim baits that I still throw, but there's definitely some colors in here that go back a couple of years, and that was like the hot color at the time. And now I just kind of have a lot of them. And well, a lot of times I'll be throwing like a Franken rig trying to figure out what color's working and what color's not. But a swim bait box nonetheless, again, number 11. And these will all go in numerical order. So that'll be in the back. Gotta find box number 10. Should be this, my jerk bait box. Now this is interesting because a lot of times I classify my jerk baits between like my Vision 110s, my 110 plus ones, and my juniors, and just so I can kind of like see my assortment. I don't necessarily go by color. I also have some other brand jerk baits in here. Kind of just go through it all to make sure I have everything. I also have plenty of lead suspend strips. I'm a suspend strip guy. Some guy like little wire on the hooks. Some guys like dots. It's probably why I don't catch them, because I probably need to switch to the other two. But I have caught a fair amount of fish on suspend strips with my jerk baits. But that's box 10. We're kind of going backwards here. Box number 9. I just saw it a little bit ago. It's actually right here. It's my deep crank box. It's good to go. It's going back in there. And this is a prime time. Do you see any trash in your boat? Man, pull it out, make a pile, and clean that boat out. Make it a spring, winter, summer, whatever season it is, cleaning. 9, box number 8. I know I do not have a box number 8 anymore. I actually need to make a new box because it broke and cracked. I dropped it on the concrete one day and it was no good. So next up is box number 7, which is my weight box. And just kind of check my inventory of some of my bullet weights, egg sinkers, drop shot weights, you name it, it's in there. And that's next up in the order. After that, we're going to box number 6, which is my terminal tackle box. And it has all of my shaky heads, Texas rig hooks, swim bait hooks, you name it, it's in there. Now here is where I need to come over to my cup holder and put some of my A-rig heads back. This belongs in a different one. I have a different box for that now. Texas rig hook, and this just kind of go through and go put things where things belong. Close up the old terminal tackle box. That's number 6. Box number 5, kind of a weird one. Not too weird though, is I have a bunch of bigger jig heads. Use a lot of these up north or with a fluke, or I actually have a lot of Ned rig stuff in here as well. Don't knock my Ned rig. Ned and Nate, it'll work, man, I'm telling you. But it's kind of just my big jig head box. Anything from down to 32nd up to a quarter. And I have a lot of quarter because a lot of walleye heads are in there as well. That's box number 5. Like I said, box number 4 is topwater. Buzz baits, spooks, wake baits, they all belong in here. And it's looking a little empty, so I need to make sure as I go through my other boxes that I have the right things in here. Like right there, I'm seeing 2 whopper ploppers that need to go in here. And that need to be in the jerkbait box. And that is box number 4. Box number 3 is my lipless crankbait box. Oh, look at that, another baby whopper plopper. That needs to go in box number 4. Keep them all together. Another popper, actually some more poppers. See, this is how it happens. This is the madness. You're like, oh, look, I'm almost out of poppers. Oh, nope, never mind, I got 7. Bloop. Look, a lipless crankbait. I know where that guy goes. Goes in box number 3. Overall, this is what the bin looks like when it's all well organized. Just one on top, 10 that way, 1 on the side. So like this right here is a prime example. I'm going through my soft plastics bin, and yes, I do have some other Plano boxes in there, spinnerbait box in there, a couple of small ins and outs. Really turned into a kind of a big A-rig collection because I like the A-rig so much, but there's other stuff in there, more jerk baits and such, but I'm working on organizing that. But this right here, all these swim baits I go through, like I said earlier, seems like a different color works every year differently. I was playing with the Bait Cave Customs, and they're nice baits, they swim good. They're just really big to store, so first thing I need to do is rip them out of the package and put them in a box. So that's exactly what I am working on doing right now. This is the other thing that happens is if you keep them in this, you end up having 1 or 2 down in the bottom, and it's like, oh, I got all this space being taken up versus just putting them in a box right out the get-go. Classic lazy me. Buys it in the winter and is like, I'll deal with this later, and then it all just ends up in my boat. I can hardly get in my bins. So I don't know if you saw it or not, but this is where I keep my A-rigs in a big gallon bag, you know. Works pretty good. I store multiple A-rigs in here at one time that are typically unopened. They're still in the packaging. And then before A-rig season comes, I just count them out and see what I need. Whether I need bladeless, bladed, micros, big rigs, whatever I'm after. However, I just store them in here when the bag is labeled A-rigs. It's one of my flatter bags because my soft plastics get pretty fat. I'll break one of those out here. Like this bag. This bag needs to be updated. The top's all ripped off, so I need to get another 1 gallon bag, and then I just label it on here as my ribbon tail worms, and that's typically how I roll. I have ribbon tails, I have a bag for Senkos, a bag for creature baits, a bag for jig trailers, and I basically just kind of line the floor of this bin with different baits and bait bags. But for now, just gonna kind of get everything out of there, make sure I got everything. Oh, look at that, I found a crankbait stuff. This right here is my little handy dandy. It's actually where my life jacket came in, but it's where I keep all my lines. So I have tons of fluorocarbon, mono, braid, all in my little line bag, and it's all in one place. So I actually do really enjoy this, having this on my boat. Again, it's just like the little packaging that my life vest came in, and I really like it. And I can fit quite a bit of line in it, so that's what I use. Yay me, more swim baits. This was long overdue. Another helpful hint, if you have some A-rigs that you just want to kind of like keep open and available and ready, this is a Lay's Stacks can. They're better than a Pringles can because they're actually plastic, but I can store, like right now I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 A-rigs inside here, and this one's the lid got broke, but if you have an unbroke lid, this thing stores a couple of A-rigs nice and neat, and then all you got to do is take the lid off and pop out an A-rig. You're ready come tournament day. So that's a great little device if you've never thought of it before. the little Lay's cans, and they tuck away very nicely, very small. So strongly suggest if you haven't tried using it. I bought these back in probably like 2014. They're big 7-inch swim, almost 8-inch swim baits, because somebody won the bash and stupid Nathan was like, "Oh, I could win the bash if I buy an 8-inch swim bait." Stupid thing. And as true as that is, I fish with more confidence now than anything, and I don't throw these things. I mean, this is going to catch you a big fish, but it's going to be, I don't know, maybe that's why I don't win. Maybe I need to go back throwing these. But they basically ride around in my boat, and it's kind of hilarious. What's that bait for you? Comment down below if you got a bait that you keep in your boat that you like never throw, and you're like, oh, just in case. Or are you actually good at cleaning your boat out and being like, yep, I don't need that no more, and toss it out. But that's where I struggle. I know Austin's laughing at me because every time I pull these out, we have a good laugh, which isn't too often because they sit at the bottom. So you better believe that's where they're going back, but at least they're organized. As you can see, I got some new bags for my soft plastics. I got tubes and flukes and lizards in here. I like to keep, I have a trash can in my boat, yes, but I like to keep a little plastic bag just for a quick little clean out or whatever you might come across. So it's just easy to all throw away. So I do keep one down in my storage locker, but so I got a couple of more small things to kind of put away and organize, but overall, here is my reorganized boat with all my soft plastics, my line, basically everything you heard me talk about. This all came out of my boat that's just completely trash, a completely full bag of trash and another small bag of trash, and just does not need to be in here. It's clutter, it takes up space, it takes up room, it's weight in your boat that you don't need. So glad to get that out. This was definitely needed to be done, and I still got a little ways to go. So we're gonna get into the rod locker now and see what else I got. My rod locker, that's what we're gonna get into next, because we got some baits over there that are out of place, as you can see in the back. Could use some organizing and get this back in tip-top shape, ready for the lake whenever I can finally go back. Check that out. Got a little bit more room up top, so if I'm going to the lake and I gotta throw something on top, camera gear or something, I got extra room, extra space. I got ropes down below, my folded up rain gear, and my fishing life jacket, swimming life jackets, kind of the whole 9 yards right there in there. I don't keep a whole lot in here, keep my net in here. I actually have a spare Lowrance prop because I need to change mine out. My winter mask, my winter gloves, very good to keep in the boat. Some crappie zip ties. But otherwise, she's pretty clean. Got my net. It's a big storage container for me when I'm out on the water. If I bring a bag or camera gear or whatever I got going, I tuck it away in here, kind of balance my boat out a little bit as I go down the lake. I got basically 2 more small bins to look in. The nitros obviously have this nice little plier holder. So with the plier holder, a lot of times if I notice things getting stiff, that's really good and really nice. Scissors are good. If I get some, I just did them not too long ago, but if they start getting stiff, I get some WD out and I work my pliers and make sure everything is good and sharp. I got a little handy pocket knife multi-tool in here, and just want to make sure that's all clean. A little hook sharpener. Okay, well, there you have it. I'm kind of hot and sweaty because I'm in a hot garage and it's the middle of July, but I got the boat organized, so I'm ready to fish. Get this truck back out of the shop, and it's time to hit the lake. But anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this little small video on organization, because organization is important. If that's something you value, you know, I personally believe that if you're organized, you know where stuff is, you're more efficient, you have more confidence, you just don't feel so scatterbrained. Sometimes that's something that can be so minor, that can be so big, is that you're out there, you're fishing, and you're just like, oh, well, what do I want to throw? And oh, where the heck did I put that? And it just drives you nuts. I know I've been there, and it happens to me. So if you are a disorganized person, take some time. It's hot right now, it's not fun. I didn't have a choice, but today was the day I had. So I went ahead and organized the boat. So now I'm 100% ready for the lake next time I go, and I'm gonna be that much more efficient and hopefully better. So hope you've enjoyed this short little video. Maybe it's inspired you to organize your boat and tackle. If not, keep on fishing. We'll have more content out for you guys soon. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next one.